when you are getting into this kind of commitment, then you're looking for whether raw material is good for the job which you're picking up. So, like you said, willingness to do the job. Major challenge comes there if the person sitting in front of you thinks that this is a compromise.
Right.
And I am taking this because there is nothing else. So moment I get something else, then I will move on. So these are certain things which are scary. Second is learnability, that you are willing to learn or you're willing to do the job. Can you learn on the job? Because that is what we offer in apprenticeship programs, that you come and you do the job with your hands, and based on that you learn. So anyone who has learnability and anyone who is willing to do the job, these are the only two criteria. Apart from that, rest everything you can learn at the employer, because each employer has some different kind of work which requires the basic engagement of your trade. Like if you are an electrician, so to say, or if you are going to get into electrical engineering kind of a setup, then you should know basics of electricity. That much you would definitely ensure that this person should not harm himself or herself. So otherwise it is willingness to learn, willingness to do the job, and learnability. These are the only two things which matter.
It's two parts of apprentice. One is the trade apprentice, those who come with hand skills, right? If you look at the data, look at their retaining skill and sticking around, the ratio is very high. Whereas if you look at what Deepa spoke about, the qualified trades or qualified skills like the diploma engineers, etc., there the retention are very low because this is their last option or priority. If nothing else works out, I take as an apprentice. Whereas for a trade apprentice, this is the first priority because I get an industry certificate. So I go with all the passion to do and deliver. Now coming to the part of the segment where we really have a challenge of retaining or bringing out the best in them. I think there is a huge, this is my personal experience. Everyone would have their own different experiences. But when we go to the campus and ask the apprentice whom we are selecting, whether it is diploma or degree, if you ask them a question, which department or function you want to work,
right,
I can bet that 9 out of 10 people say design. Okay.
Wow. This is among trade apprentices, you're saying?
Among the engineer apprentice.
Engineer apprentice.
Graduate apprentice or undergraduate apprentice. Whereas trade apprentice, they know if I'm a welder, if I'm a mechanic, if I'm an electrician, I'm going to work in an industry as a welder. So their mindset is already created. They come with a full acceptance to deliver as a welder, and they deliver. So we don't see a challenge of retention, except if some other company is paying 1,000 rupees more stipend, that's a different story. But there is no dissatisfaction on being a welder. But when it comes to more higher qualification apprentices, you see this a lot. Whereas in the institute, I think the only thing which is spoken or taught is every company has design and everyone should get into a design function. And everything and anything else, then the design function is not a big job in the company. So we see a lot of dissatisfaction once they come to and join the organizations. So coming back to your question, what is your wish list or what is your ask? I am a strong promoter of one particular concept. Wherever I go, whichever institute I go, I ask a question to the principal and the faculty. You are producing a student to work in an industry. How many times have you visited an industry? Right. So many of the time, the faculty says we have gone on an industrial visit. Going on an industrial visit for half an hour, sitting in a conference room, is not actually knowing industry. I think if a faculty also, like a student works in an industry for an internship, at least once in 5 years, they really understand what are the need of the organization, how a shop floor looks like, how a floor looks like, how an office looks like, what are the functions, where are the career opportunities, where these kind of capabilities can perfectly fit, rather than a B city or a C city student. You are hyping their expectation that everyone passing out of engineering college should only work in a design department, is actually putting something which may not be realistic for them, and they'll end up neither being in design nor being in operations and not being on shop floor. So this is an ask that, one, the faculty should know what is an industry need, how the industry functions, so that they can teach and train them for a period of time. And second is the students' capability to learn the industry nuance. So technology is not a challenge. When someone can become an engineer in 4 years, an industry can invest another 1 year and teach them technology. But the willingness to learn, the integrity, say if in an interview, you are doing an interview and you see that 4 students brought the same project report, right? So it becomes very difficult to hire someone like this and then put in a shop floor and say, now you deliver with a high degree of integrity.
Right.
So if 2 things are put together, realistic expectations by the students or realistic view to what is the industry to the student. Second, molding students to be learning and high degree of integrity.
Great.
Remaining things, I think industry can input and train them.